Sahej Bakshi, aka Dualist Inquiry, is frequently dubbed the poster boy of Indian electronica, and he joins me right now in the South by Southwest Sydney studio. How you doing, Sahej?
Hello, thanks for having me.
Thanks for being here. All right, tell me about Dualist Inquiry. How would you describe the sound?
So I would say it's dance music. It's it's live. It's instrumental primarily. I have the occasional collaboration with a singer. It's very like mood and emotion driven, and now we have an audiovisual live show, which kind of makes it like an audiovisual experience. So yeah. It's a lot of things. Doesn't really confine. I think it doesn't stick to any one genre, but broadly speaking, it's in like a dance space.
Okay, love it. Genreless and multidisciplinarian, I would say.
Wow, thank you. Yeah, that sounds great, doesn't it?
yeah, it does. Yeah, impressive title for sure.
Yeah.
Who are your key musical influences then?
So I've been doing this for like long enough that there've been different like chapters and eras, in my life as a musician. But for the last, I would say like 5 to 8 years, it's been Caribou is like by far in a way my favorite. He's kind of like been a really like amazing example of how to combine like composition with dance music. Like it's not necessarily the most like repetitive DJ-esque stuff, but it's kind of the kind of thing you can listen to at home or dance to in the club. So that's the kind of like sweet spot that I like.
Yeah.
And before the Caribou and Fortet and the sort of UK sound that I'm into right now, there was a lot of like French house and stuff that I really loved.
Okay.
Like of course there's Daft Punk, but there's also like Etienne de Crécy and DJ Falcon and Alan Brax and the whole French touch, Filter House crew.
That's great.
Yeah.
In India, is there quite a large EDM scene, would you say?
Yeah, so I mean EDM, when you say EDM, I think about the commercial EDM that really like exploded everywhere all around the world in like the early to mid 2010s. That has now given way to a really popular kind of like I'm going to say techno or tech house, melodic techno, right? That's
lovely.
Really, really popular. But there's also like a real kind of rise in other genres that are like benefiting from all the public attention on melodic techno. So even though a lot of the musicians I know, like don't really like play melodic techno, neither do I, we are seeing more and more people coming to like gigs for like other kinds of related sort of electronic genres, which is really cool.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah.
How would you describe your live show then?
So the live show, like the one that I'm playing over here at South by Southwest, is so it's an audiovisual live show. We have like custom visuals that are fully synced up with the sound, and we have used this technique called like Gaussian blurring and photogrammetry. That's a big word, but just to explain, like essentially you take a video of a space, like you just walk around a room with your iPhone camera, put it into a 3D software, and it creates like a point cloud of the room essentially. So it's like an estimation of the space, and then we move the 3D camera through the space to create the visuals. The idea was that the show is based around like memories and how you don't retain all of your memories. You just kind of have a few shreds, and so you can hardly pinpoint the details from something that happened like 2 years ago, or 5 years ago, or 10 years ago, but you still remember like the colors and the shapes.
Yeah,
and the smells.
hazy experience.
Yeah, so that's kind of what the visuals look like. So you can kind of see something, but you're not sure what you're looking at, and it's very dynamic, and it's very it's supposed to, I mean, ideally if you're at my live show and you're listening to the music and you're listening to the visuals, your eyes are going to kind of glaze over and you're just going to be like, oh, like floating in space. That then I know that's like, it's going well.
Wow, that sounds like a beautiful experience. Very immersive.
Immersive is something that we are going for. Yeah, we're hoping to achieve that.
Yeah, love that. Okay.
Yeah.
How have you found South by Southwest Sydney so far? I know you've already played. Did you play the opening music night? Yeah.
Yeah, so I played like the opening night before the actual opening night. It was like the platinum opening party at the Great Hall at UTS, and that was fantastic. It was great. Even though my like equipment didn't make it, the South by team helped me replace like my equipment, which was sitting in Delhi airport. Yeah, it was crazy. Yeah. But I mean, so efficient, right? Like within 2 hours they had like a new synthesizer and like everything I needed. And I'm playing tonight, which is on Friday night at the Fortress, which I believe is like an esports theater. Like
definitely, yes,
so we asked for an LED screen. I believe they have LED screens.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Well, it does sound like you kind of again on that multidisciplinary touch point where you kind of blend tech with music. So
Yeah.
that's the perfect venue.
Right, yeah. I mean, as electronic music producers, like you have to be like a tech nerd
Yeah,
alongside
true.
being a music nerd. Yeah, it's necessary.
So real for that. Okay, so how do you think something like South by Southwest Sydney can change the career trajectory for a musician?
I mean, like for me, like I know that, you know, I'm here. It's like a great opportunity where like, I mean, you really don't know who you're going to meet, like just around the corner. So I was like standing outside a cafe the other day waiting for a mixer to open, and you know, this man just like pulls up next to me and we just start talking, and turns out he's like programming a bunch of Australian festivals. And you know, it was just great. It's great to have that conversation, and it wasn't like either of us had an agenda in that moment. I certainly didn't know who I was talking to right until before we left, but you know, for example, I've got his email, and you know, I plan to shoot a note and just be like, you know, I'd love to come back to Australia. And I mean, it's just a fantastic place, like one of my favorite places. And
Nice.
yeah, small things like that. Other musicians, you know, Australian talent, and it just kind of like it's great to sort of go into a new ecosystem and see where you can kind of like bring some value to the table.
Yeah, totally. Would you say that's been your highlight of the week?
The highlight of the week, I mean, it's been such a full week. I feel like I've probably like retained like you know, like maybe 50% of everything that I'm just
Those hazy memories.
yeah,
That's what we're
hazy
talking
memories.
about.
Yeah, but it's just so many great conversations, unexpected encounters, you know, just meeting like so many talented people, so many like, you know, high achieving people, and everybody's like got a story. And yeah, it's just kind of hearts full, heads full at the end of the day. And I'm just like taking notes to remind myself of who I met that day. And that's the highlight really overall. I mean, aside from that, seeing Tait at the Phoenix Central Park, great, I mean, amazing venue, great band. You know, yeah, a few other things have been, yeah, a few other musical performances. But overall, just being like out in Sydney, you know, great food, great people, great drinks, great parties. That's the
Preach.
highlight.
Honestly, yeah,
Yeah.
we are pretty lucky here.
Yeah.
And we're very lucky to have you as well. Thank you so
Thank
much
you.
for
It's such a
being here,
pleasure.
Sahej. We
Thank
really
you.
appreciate you joining us here in the South by Southwest Sydney studio. And make sure to check out our YouTube, youtube.com/South by Southwest Sydney, if you want to check out more videos like this one.